All right. Hey, welcome to a regular dose of Be Refreshed. And I'm Randy. I'm going to be hosting today, just chatting with you for a little bit about letting life get better. That's kind of been the theme. I'm kind of hit or miss every other day, probably something like that in the afternoon. Just want to sit down and chat for 5, 10 minutes and just kind of go through some things I think are pertinent to you. I know they are to me, and I think you'll find them interesting. So we've been looking at letting life get better. If you've been tracking with it, that's just a great question that we love to ask. How can I let this get better? It's pregnant with all sorts of possibilities. It shifts the table from looking at others and what I need to do to control situations and manipulate and playing the victim and all of that. It just simply says, I can let this get better if I want to, right? I can let it get better by changing my attitude. I can get it better by working on my mindset. I can let it get better by throttling back a little bit in different areas, right? We can do that in almost any area of life. We can let things get better. Right now, I mean, if I were to ask you, what could you do to let your relationship with your kids get better? You could come up with 4 or 5 things that you could do. Not, well, if they would do this, then I would do. No, that you would do, right? So that's what we've been talking about, letting life get better. Now, one of the areas that Tammy and I have been working on is what we call this a digital platform, lifestyle platform, really, personal development, 7 key areas. Fitness, right? So we've been working on that. I just got finished with a run, kind of in the rain. But we work on fitness and we work on finance. We work on family, field, faith, friends, and fun. Those 7 things. You think about it, that's where all of your life is lived, in those things, right? Fitness. We all want to be healthy. We all want to have mental health. We all want to have emotional health. We all want to have physical health. To keep those things aligned and in balance, by letting those things get better, we tend to be healthier, right? Someone who's mentally fit, who's got a good sound mind, and they think well, they have a better life. Those who emotionally are stronger and less of the ups and downs and less letting emotion drive and more letting reason. Not that we put aside emotion, but we don't let them dominate us. Same thing in our physical stamina. When we're healthy, when we're at a good weight, when we're not sick and there's no pain and we're not taking a bunch of meds, life's better, right? Same thing in finances. Man, when we get a handle on where we spend our money and where we invest our money and where we give our money, and there's margin, we created margin, then money's not mastering us, but we're mastering it. And so it works for us. Life's better when it's in that situation. Same thing in the family. When we learn to draw on family, quit seeing the weaknesses in family, quit trying to find all the crazies in family and everybody, all the things, dysfunction. Instead of searching for that, we search for that commonality, and we strive to lean in to get to know each other, to realize that this is who God placed us on this planet with. And so the better our family, our marriage, and our children, and our sibling aspect of things, if you've got a mom and dad, that aspect, right? All of those issues, if we can let those get better, life's better. Same thing in the area of friends, right? Same thing in the area of faith. Man, if I can let my faith grow, if I can learn to love God better, and be more intimate with Him, with my heart, my soul, my mind, and my strength, and I can turn around and love others with that love that I know He has for me, it's a game changer. Same thing with fun, right? All of those things are pretty crucial areas. Man, when we're having fun, Solomon, the whole book of Ecclesiastes really is about the vanity of life, and it seems like at the end of almost every section in Ecclesiastes, as he's gone through looking at life under the sun and the vanity, he speaks to the fact that we should just enjoy the days that God's blessed us under the sun. Celebrate a meal together, right? Have fun, do some things that release and enjoy. And so those are the things that we strive to balance and to let life get better in. Now, here's the issue. How do we do that? Well, we have done this because we have a platform that we're using, and I'm kind of letting you in on it, but it's helped us see some blind spots in our life. So we've graded ourselves in those 7 things. I told you to do the same, 1 to 10. Give you a scale of 1 to 10, all of those. Find the lowest one. Begin to do some research in that, and begin to to see where you're weak, and you're going to work on that one first, kind of bring it up to speed with all the others. And so what you want to do is set 3 goals in each of those areas, 3 SMART goals, right? So that means that they're measurable and specific. All they have a time element to them, right? All of those areas that create this SMART goal. And so you're going to name 3 in each of those characteristics of those values. And then from that, you're going to see, hey man, I've got a game plan. There's something going to happen in you, and you've got 21 goals that you're looking at, and you think, man, we can do this. And then you begin to say, okay, now let me focus on just 7, because 21 is a little bit much. So I'm going to focus on 7 goals. So you just pull them out. They don't have to be out of each different category, just 7 goals. And then those 7, what's the one that would be the game changer? Let's focus on that one. And then we do 3 action steps every day based on that. You say that sounds like a lot of work. Well, it's not. I mean, it is, but once you get it going and it's in your system, it's a done deal, right? My fitness goals, drink a gallon of water, either work out or run. And so, I've been working on that. My goal in my mind, I'm reading some books, the area of faith. I'm praying. I'm spending time in the 30-minute deal. There's just a lot of things that we're doing. So we set those goals. We work on that one. Now, invariably, have you found this to be true? Sometimes we'll make statements like, it feels like the universe has conspired against me, right? Hey, we're getting ready to lose weight. We start this diet, and just as soon as we start this diet, man, somebody invites us to dinner, and the spread is incredible, and nothing on that is a part of the diet that we've set up. And we tend to think, man, okay, well, I'll do it Monday, right? And all of these things take place. And there's certain goals that we want to achieve, and then we throttle back. We don't lay the big goal out. We don't lay the big dream out, because there's some things that are going on, and we're afraid to do that. Those things are called blockers. That thing which feels like the universe is conspiring against you, 9 times out of 10, that's not a true fact, just how we use a euphemism. 9 times out of 10, it's something going on in your head, right? There's what we call limiting beliefs. There's strongholds. There's blockers, whatever those are. And I just want to kind of lay a groundwork for you to think about areas in your life that you need to look at to say, are these things holding me back from getting to the goals that I want in my life, right? All of us want a better life. All of us want to be better in those 7 areas. There's no question about that. There's something odd about you if you're not wanting to grow in those 7 areas. So what's keeping us from doing that then, right? I mean, one is hard because change is hard. Discipline is hard. We'd much rather just let life come at us and be reactionary as opposed to proactive. But proactive is the way to go. So, but let's just today, I don't want to keep you very long. I just want to talk about what these blockers are, okay? So the first one is going to be the area of fear. Fear's the number one thing, right? We don't set a goal because we're afraid that we won't do it. I'm not going to set that goal of weight loss because, that's really where I want to be. But if I set, that's just not realistic. Who's going to be? I can't lose 50 pounds. So we settle, right? Same thing in the area of wanting to do something, that we've never done before. Like, maybe we want to enter a triathlon. Maybe we want to do a 5K. We're thinking, not going to do that. I'm not going to set that as a goal because I might not can reach it, right? And so fear plays a part. Fear plays a part in us investing our money in places where we think, man, I just feel safer in a bank. Even though we're drawing 0 interest, it feels safer than putting it over here, right? And so fear keeps us from reaching the goals financially that we want to because of limiting risk and things like that. Sometimes there are conversations that you and I ought to have with our friends. And hey, if I'm going to have better friendships, I need to have these conversations, what we call crucial conversations. But fear keeps us from doing those, isn't it? Because you think, if I do that, if I say that, I just don't know what's going to happen, right? So these are the things. So fear is one of those. Guilt is another. You don't deserve happiness. Listen, a lot of us never say that out loud, but something inside of us begins to make us think, I just don't deserve that. There's guilt in our life. And so that begins, and we'll talk about these in more depth as we go through these over the coming days. Anger is another one. Man, anger is a terrible, terrible fuel that sparks a lot of explosions. It keeps us from getting to the goals that we want to do. We get mad and we do stupid things, and we get angry and we say things we don't mean, and so there's just there's a blocker. It's a stronghold. Self-sabotaging. That's where have you noticed a lot of people they can't they can't, if everything's normal, they've got to create some chaos somewhere. It's just in them to feel like I'm going to self-sabotage myself. It's because they don't believe, it's a sister to guilt, but they don't believe that they deserve certain things, and so they just self-sabotage. They feel better then. See, I knew I couldn't do it because they're comfortable with their comfort, not with the unknown. And then laziness is another one. Just, man, I'm lazy. I'm not going to do this thing, Randy, because man, if I start setting goals, I know I'm not going to do them, so I'm not even going to waste my time. You know what that is? That's a lazy person. That's somebody who's never really going to get to the places that they could go because they've not pushed themselves to the limit because it's just hard. So it's easier to lay on the couch. Oh, it's raining. I'm not going. I'm just going to, yeah, I'll just lay here and I'll do it tomorrow. That's just lazy. Procrastination is a sister to laziness, man. That's all that is. These are the things that keep you from getting where you want to go. Envy's another one. Man, envy will mess you up. Instead of enjoying the trail that God has for you, you start looking over into somebody else's journey and you go, man, I want that one. And then you find anger creeps in, and you find self-sabotage, guilt creeps in, fear of missing out creeps in, and all of a sudden, man, you're not even on your journey anymore. You've skipped that, and you're way out high ball and high weeds, so to speak. And then the last one is focus. Man, a lot of us have trouble focusing, don't we? Staying on track, on one goal. That's why the app that Tammy and I use, that daily tracker, it helps us keep steady with where we are. Anyway, we're going to break these down over the coming days. I just want you not to give up on your dreams. You can have a better life. You can let this get better. But it really is up to you. You have to do the work. You have to decide, I'm going to set the goals. I'm going to write them down. I'm going to do the action steps. And I'm going to begin to look out for this enemy, these strongholds that are going to want to pop up and keep me from getting to where I want to go. And I'm going to learn how to defeat those things. Hey, join me, and that's what we're going to be talking about in the next few days. Man, I hope you guys have a great night. And just enjoy the day that God's given to you. Eat a good meal. Celebrate life. Get some good rest. Be ready for tomorrow. And Lord willing, I'll see you here tomorrow.